Now, why do I feel like it's some of the same people who are so angry that Amandla got cast in The Acolyte? Why do I feel like it's some of those same people that are mad at John Boyega for saying that toxic Star Wars fans don't want black heroes? Y'all don't. Y'all don't. So let's get right to it, because I saw this pop up on my timeline. I was like, I gotta talk about it. So this is coming from Variety. As usual, the links to all the articles I'll be reading through will be in my description. Right, so John Boyega called out Star Wars for being so white during an interview as part of the new Apple TV Plus original documentary, #1 on the call sheet, Black Leading Men in Hollywood. Boyega debuted, we already know what happened, but okay. His role in the sequel trilogy led to online harassment from racist and toxic Star Wars fans upset with a black actor playing a lead hero in the space franchise. I mean, if you haven't been living under a rock, you already know all this, right? So he just received a whole lot of racist backlash. I mean, I think at one point he was talking about death threats and stuff and how he'd been receiving them. It was a mess. Right? So he says, let me tell you, Star Wars always had the vibe of being in the most whitest elite space. It's a franchise that's so white that a person existing in it was something. Boyega said in the documentary, you can always tell it's something when some Star Wars fans try to say, well, we had Lando, we had Samuel L. Jackson. It's like telling me how many cookie chips are in the cookie dough. It's like they just scattered that in there, bro. They're okay with us playing the best friend, but once we touch their heroes, once we lead, once we trailblaze, it's like, oh my God, it's just a bit too much. They're pandering, the actor added, while also acknowledging that being cast in the franchise was a fundamental moment in his career. And that's crazy because I feel like people gonna always want him to add that, like always want him to be like, well, always want him to acknowledge that, oh, well, if not for Star Wars, y'all might have seen me as quickly, blah, blah, blah. It gives off this air of like, oh, well, you better be grateful, black boy, that you was even included in this. You see what I'm saying? And so I just hate that. I hate that so much. I hate that people are acting like what he's saying is not true or that he's like reaching or something. But it's like, y'all don't want black heroes, because every time you cast even a side character who's not even that important, like y'all get people, the toxic Star Wars fans get mad. And it's like, y'all don't know how many Star Wars fans y'all have, or black Star Wars fans y'all have alienated over the years. Like, y'all have no idea. But I mean, you don't care, obviously. Like, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. And that's kind of why I remember when Jodie Turner-Smith called Disney out for ignoring racism and online bullying of its actors. Remember what she said? She said, they've got to stop doing this thing where they don't say anything when people are getting effing dogpiled on the internet with racism and BS. It's just not fair to not say anything. It's really unfair. It would just be nice if the people that have all the money were showing their support and putting their feet down. She added, say, this is unacceptable. You're not a fan if you do this. Make a really big statement and just see if any money leaves. But hey, guess what? They're trying to appeal to everybody. So they say, we want the racist dollars as well as the black dollars. We don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And so that is exactly the kind of feeling that I'm sure a lot of these black actors get when they get in these situations. That's why, sometimes I'm just like, I don't even know why some of these actors choose characters that have already existed, right? And that the studio has decided to just spray paint black and put in front of a racist audience. It's like, girl, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And so, like, even for original characters, that's the thing. Even for original characters where they're not, quote unquote, race swapping or whatever, like, even for original characters, when they cast as black people, like the toxic fans that Boyega is talking about, definitely have an issue with this. So it's so funny to see these reactions when Boyega and other black people come from these spaces and tell the truth. They choose not to water it down, because it really gags me, the reaction, right? Because we already know that the toxic fans are racist. Y'all coming on here being racist towards this man for how long? But when he says it out his mouth and says, no, this is what's happening, that's when y'all get mad. But why? Why? When that's what y'all are doing? Y'all took a break from, y'all didn't take a break calling him slurs. That's what I'm about to say. I was about to say y'all took a break off from calling him slurs just to say that y'all disagree with him. But y'all didn't take a break off. about this, right? Like, you disagree with him about this for what, though, when y'all are the ones that he's talking about? Like I said, it comes from this attitude that I think a lot of like toxic racist Star Wars fans have, where it's like, don't talk about nothing. You should already know that's how we gonna treat you anyway. Why you mad? You getting a check. You lucky you even were able to be on camera anyway. And so y'all want him to like not say anything about his experience. And that's just not the case. That's just never gonna be the case. Remember in 2020, he said, what I would say to Disney is do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. And then he just called out the fact that he's a black character on this set, and y'all knew what to do with Adam Driver. Y'all knew what to do with Daisy. Y'all don't know what to do with me. And granted, that's in 2020. That was in 2020 when he said it in, I think, GQ magazine. But like, he was not wrong then, and he is not wrong now. And the thing is that I think most of the toxic fans know that he's not wrong and that, like, y'all be racist. Like, they know that. They just, first of all, they don't care. they don't care. And they want him to shut up about it. Like, we know you're getting mistreated. We know that things aren't fair. They're not supposed to be, because we don't even want to see you on screen anyway. And on top of that, we want you to shut up. And so that's why Jodie's statement to me makes a lot of sense, because it's like, okay, you have me out here as a black person in front of your racist fans, and you're not even going to make sure I feel protected? What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? But yeah, I just thought that it was so wild that people are up underneath the comments of the article or whatever, the tweet that had the article in it, and we're just like, rah, really mad at John. I'm just like, you're mad that you're not even mad that the truth is out in the open. You're mad that he even has the audacity to open his mouth and even say something when he should be grateful, according to y'all, right? And I'm so glad that he is not. I'm so glad that he's opening his mouth every chance he gets. I'm so glad that because there's other actors, up and coming black actors too, and I'm sure they have their sights set on certain franchises, certain things. No, I'm so glad he was honest about his experience there. And look at the fans, look at the culture of Star Wars, or some of these racist, toxic fans in Star Wars, and really look at what John Boyega is saying, and I don't understand how you could come to the conclusion that he lying or doing too much. Like, y'all be racist. So, yeah, that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Tell me what you thought about this video, about this topic, and I'll check y'all later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the waitlist there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff. So just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the waitlist, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.